had been holding on for far too long, trying to be stronger than I felt inside, building walls around my fragile heart, searching for a place to safely hide. The day had left its footprints on my spirit, every step a little harder than before. And by the time the evening found my window, I couldn't carry the weight anymore. So I laid my fears before the Savior, every doubt and every silent scar. And for the first time in a long while, I stopped trying to be who I wasn't. The night I finally let Jesus carry me, the darkness lost the power it once had. The burden that had followed me for years was lifted by the gentle shepherd's hands. The night I finally let Jesus carry me, my restless soul found shelter from the storm, and wrapped within His endless loving mercy, I discovered what peace feels like once more. No thunder rolled across the sky above me, no miracle appeared before my eyes, just a quiet sense of holy comfort, settling softly like the morning light. The questions that had haunted me for seasons didn't suddenly all disappear, but they no longer felt so overwhelming when I remembered you were near. Because your presence changes every valley, your goodness lights the longest road, and every time my strength begins to falter, you remind me I don't walk alone. The night I finally let Jesus carry me, the darkness lost the power it once had. The burden that had followed me for years was lifted by the gentle shepherd's hands. The night I finally let Jesus carry me, my restless soul found shelter from the storm, and wrapped within His endless loving mercy, I discovered what peace feels like once more. One day all my struggles will be I will trust His faithful promise. Through every shadow and uncertainty, for the Savior who carried me that evening will carry me through eternity. The night I finally let Jesus carry me became the night my healing truly began. For I found hope not in my own strength, but in the safety of His hands. The night I finally let Jesus carry me changed the way I see each passing day, because the God who holds the whole creation still carries me along the way. Jesus carried me through the night. Jesus carried me into the light. I tried to walk with strength I didn't have, pretending I was fine when I was not, smiling through the weight of hidden battles, forgetting how exhausted I had got. The world kept asking more than I could offer, and I kept giving pieces of my soul, until I reached the end of my pretending, and finally lost control. That's where you found me, in my weakness, not in my strength or perfect faith, but in the place where I was broken. You called my name with grace. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when I had nothing left inside. You lifted every burden off my shoulders and stayed right by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and taught my heart to finally rest in the arms of the one who never fails me, in the love that is my best. I thought I had to be enough for everyone, to prove my worth by everything I do. But your love was never based on my performance. It simply stayed untrue. You showed me that my value is unchanging, not chose to believe in me. So every time I start to wander back into pressure, fear, and pride, you gently bring me to remember you are always by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when I had nothing left inside. You lifted every burden off my shoulders and stayed right by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and taught my heart to finally rest in the arms of the one who never fails me, in the love that is my best. One day I'll see the story clearly, every valley turn to praise, and I will understand your kindness in all my broken days. Until then I will keep trusting, even when I do not see that the God who carried me in darkness still carries me. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and that truth will never change. For the Savior who sustains the weary heart will always stay the same. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and now my soul is finally free, because the one who bore my weakness still carries me. You carried me all along. You carried me. Now I am strong. There was a night my faith felt like a candle, barely glowing in the wind and rain. The dreams I carried seemed so far from reach, and hope felt buried underneath the pain. I had exhausted every strength within me, tried to stand when I could barely breathe, and somewhere in the middle of my breaking, I finally fell down to my knees. I thought I had to carry every burden. I thought the battle rested in my hands, but heaven had a gentler invitation, a better, kinder plan. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus carried me. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. Through every tear I tried to hide, and wrapped within His endless compassion, I found a place where fear could not survive. He never promised life without its valleys, or skies that never filled with clouds above. But He promised I would never walk them lonely, because I'd always have His love. The mountains standing high before tomorrow no longer seem impossible to climb, because the one who formed the earth beneath me is faithfully walking by my side. And every time my soul grows weary, every time anxiety appears, His quiet voice becomes a refuge, stronger than my fears. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. When my heart was tired and weak, when the road grew dark before my eyes, His mercy came and carried me. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. Through every tear I tried to hide, and wrapped within His endless compassion, I found a place where fear could not survive. One day every storm will lose its power, every wound will finally be restored, and I will see the loving hands that carried me, standing at heaven's door. Until then I'll rest within His promise, trusting every step He asks of me. For the Savior who sustained me in the darkness will lead me through eternity. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me. And that's the story of my life. Not a tale of strength I found within myself, but of a Savior strong and kind. When I couldn't hold on, Jesus held me, and He still holds me even now. The same faithful arms There are nights I cannot form the right words, just broken thoughts I barely understand. My faith feels small, like flickering embers, slipping softly through my hands. I wonder if you hear my silent whispers, if heaven notices my fragile sound. But even in my most uncertain moments, your presence still surrounds. You don't measure prayers by perfection. You don't weigh them by their strength. You listen with a father's compassion that goes to any length. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven. Even my trembling voice is heard. For the God who made the stars above me knows every broken word. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and nothing is ever out of sight. For your mercy meets me in my weakness and turns my darkness into light. I used to think I had to be stronger to earn the right to come before your throne. But grace revealed a deeper invitation, that I could never come alone. You take the fragments of my weary heartbeats. You take the tears I cannot even speak, and turn them into songs of restoration, where I am safe and weak. So I will not fear my lack of words, Lord. I will not hide what I feel inside, for you are closer Until that day, I'll rest in your assurance that nothing I bring is too small for the one who hears the cry of every heart, is the one who hears it all. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and that truth will never change. For the Savior who delights in broken hearts will never turn away. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and I will never be alone. For every whispered, fragile prayer I offer still finds its way back home. Even my weakest prayer, you hear it still. Even my weakest prayer, you always will. The room was full, then suddenly empty. The laughter faded into distant air. The voices I once leaned upon were gone, and silence was the only thing still there. I sat beneath the weight of disappointment, counting every promise that fell apart, wondering if anyone could truly see the hidden ache living inside my heart. And through the darkness of that lonely season, a gentle love came shining through, not with words that vanished in the morning, but with a faithfulness that proved itself true. Jesus stayed when everyone else left, when the road grew cold and hard to see, when the lights went out around my future. He remained and carried me. Jesus stayed when all my strength was fading, when my prayers were trembling in the night, and even when I couldn't feel His presence, His love was holding me so tight. There were days I questioned every direction, days my confidence could barely stand. Yet somehow, through the valleys and the heartbreak, I kept finding traces of His hand. A door would open where I saw no pathway. A peace would come before the answer came. And slowly I began to understand the power hidden in His holy name. Not because my faith was always perfect, not because I never doubted Him, but because His mercy kept pursuing me. Even when my hope was growing dim, Jesus stayed when everyone else left. When the road grew cold and hard to see, when the lights went out around my future, He remained and carried me. Jesus stayed when all my strength was fading, when my prayers were trembling in the night, and even when I couldn't feel His presence, His love was holding me so tight. One day every tear will have a story, every wound a testimony of grace, every lonely night will become a memory, lost forever in heaven's embrace. And the Savior who walked through every struggle will wipe away the sorrow from my eyes, showing me the purpose of each season beneath His everlasting skies. Jesus stayed when everyone else left. Through every battle I could not explain, through the storms that tried to steal my worship, through the heartbreak and the pain, Jesus stayed when all the world was changing, when familiar things were swept away. And now my soul has found a firm foundation, because my Savior chose to stay. When others walked away, Jesus stayed. When my strength disappeared, Jesus stayed. And He still stays today. The room was full and suddenly empty. The laughter faded into distant air. The voices I once leaned upon were gone. But my heart was restless, filled with worries I could not outrun. I watched the shadows dance across the ceiling, wondering where my peace had gone. The road behind me carried many memories, some of joy and some of deep regret. And every mile seemed to whisper questions that I still hadn't answered yet. And through the silence came a gentle kindness, like morning sunlight after endless rain. A voice so full of mercy and compassion softly called my name. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name. And suddenly the darkness wasn't quite the same. Every fear that held my heart so tightly started slowly slipping away. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name, reminding me His love had never changed. And in the safety of His presence, I found the strength to hope again. He didn't speak with thunder from the heavens, or write His answer brightly in the sky. He simply met me in my fragile weakness and stayed with me through the night. The burdens that seemed far too heavy for me began to feel much lighter in His hands, because the God who holds the stars in motion already had a perfect plan. He knew the tears I'd never shown another, the hidden battles nobody could see. Yet still He drew a little closer and whispered peace to me. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name. And suddenly the darkness wasn't quite the same. Every fear that held my heart so tightly started slowly slipping away. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name, reminding me His love had never changed. And in the safety of His presence, I found the strength to hope again. One day every lonely road will end in glory. Every Until then, I'll trust the hand that guides me, even when I cannot clearly see. For the Savior who found me in the darkness will walk through every dawn with me. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name, and my weary heart has never been the same. For the voice that spoke such healing over me still echoes through my days. I thought I was alone, then Jesus called my name, and now I know wherever I may go, the shepherd who found me in the midnight will never let me walk alone. Jesus called my name, and I found peace. Jesus called my name, and my fears were released. The sun was sinking low beyond the hillside. Another chapter fading into gray. I carried every burden of the daylight and every disappointment from the day. There were moments when I smiled for everybody, while hiding storms that no one else could see. Yet through the noise of all my weary striving, a quiet invitation came to me. Not from the world that always keeps demanding, not from the voices pulling me apart, but from the Savior standing in the silence with open arms and a patient heart. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, when my strength was gone and my hope felt far away. He welcomed every burden I was carrying and gently took the weight I couldn't bear. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, with mercy that had never once changed. And in His presence all my fears grew smaller, as His perfect peace filled every place. The stars appeared like promises above me, quiet reminders that you're still in control. The same God who watches every sparrow was faithfully watching over my soul. didn't need a miracle that evening, or answers to the questions on my mind, because the comfort of your holy presence was greater than the things I hoped to find. You knew the battles no one else could measure. You saw the tears I never let them see, and through the darkness of another evening, your kindness became everything to me. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, when my strength was gone and my hope felt far away. He welcomed every burden I was carrying, and gently took the weight I couldn't bear. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, with mercy that had never once changed. And in His presence, all my fears grew smaller, as His perfect peace filled every place. One day the longest day will finally end, and every road will lead me safely home, where sorrow cannot enter through the doorway, and no heart will ever walk alone. Until that day, I'll keep on trusting Jesus through every season still unknown to me, because the one who waits beside my evening will be the one my eyes in heaven see. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, just as faithful as He's always been, the same loving Savior who carried my yesterday will carry me tomorrow once again. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, and now my heart has found a place to rest. For every road becomes a little brighter when it's placed within His hands. At the end of my longest day, Jesus was there. At the end of my longest day, Jesus still cares. Jesus still cares. I reached a point where nothing made much sense, where even breathing felt like work to do. The weight of everything I couldn't fix myself was heavier than anything I knew. I smiled outside but shattered in my silence, trying to hide the cracks no one could see. And in the middle of my deepest breaking, you were quietly holding me. You didn't wait until I got it right. You didn't wait for me to be enough. You came into the mess I tried to hide and called it love. When I was falling apart, you held me together. Piece by piece, you never let me go. Even when I couldn't see tomorrow, your mercy was the only thing I know. When I was falling apart, you held me together. You turned my brokenness into peace. And in the middle of my deepest struggle, you never once released me. There were nights I thought I wouldn't make it, days I barely had the strength to stand. But somehow in the middle of my weakness, I found myself inside your hands. You didn't promise life without the battles, but you promised you would stay with me. And that was more than all my understanding, more than I could see. So I stopped trying to be my own savior, stopped pretending I was strong alone, because the one who formed the stars above me had already made me his own. When I was falling apart, you held me together. Piece by piece, you never let me go. Even when I couldn't see tomorrow, your mercy was the only thing I know. When I was falling apart, you held me together. You turned my brokenness into peace. And in the middle of my deepest struggle, you never once released me. One day every broken part will matter. Every tear will tell a story of grace. And I will see how every falling moment was never wasted space. Until then, I will keep trusting your presence, even when my heart is weak and worn. For the God who holds together the broken has already won. When I was falling the Savior who sustains the shattered, still holds me every day. When I was falling apart, you held me together, and now my heart can finally see that even in my deepest broken places, you were carrying me. You held me when I couldn't stand. You held me in your hands. I carried yesterday into the dawn, like a suitcase filled with silent storms, trying to smile while the weight held on, wearing courage that was tired and worn. The world kept moving without a pause, while questions echoed inside my mind. Then through the stillness, softer than breath, I felt your mercy begin to find me. Not in thunder, not in fire, not in answers I could explain, but in a quiet, holy whisper, calling me gently by my name. I found the place where my heart finally rested, safe in the shadow of your endless grace. No longer running, no longer pretending, held by the kindness shining from your face. When all my strength had almost left me, when every road seemed lost in the night, you became the peace I couldn't discover, the calm that carried me back to the light. There were seasons I mistook for endings, doors that closed and dreams that disappeared. Yet every broken piece I surrendered